Today is Saturday, and of course, Bournemouth will take on Arsenal. And in this video, of course, I will tell you why over 1.5 is the safest angle for this match. And of course, let's break it down. So, Bournemouth actually in the last 5 games, they won. In the last 5 games they drew 4. They lost 1, and Arsenal in the last 5 games, of course, won 5. And Arsenal is sitting in the first position with the gap with actually having 4 points ahead of Manchester City, and Bournemouth, of course, sit in the 15th position. So you find that in the head-to-head in the last 10, of course, matches, in the last 5 games, of course, Arsenal won 3 and Bournemouth won 2, and there's no draw in this game. But remember that goals are always scored. Both sides are actually good at scoring goals. So in this game, we are expecting more than 1 goal. That is 1.5 is the safest to play in this game. Bournemouth is a tough team. Yes, so that is in the our first ticket. The second one is Olympiacos versus OFI Critics, that is in Greece League. And of course, Olympiacos sits in the second position in the league, and of course OFI Crete sits in the 12th position. So you find that, of course, Olympiacos actually in the last 6 meeting, Olympiacos won 4, drew, of course, 2, and the other side also did not win at all. So this game, we shall give Olympiacos to take all the 3 points. Then the third one in this first ticket, of course, is Kidderminster versus Cruzon Shantos in National League. So you find that Kidderminster in the last 5 games, of course, they won all their 5 matches, and Cruzeiro won 2, lost 3 matches in the last 5 games. And of course, Kidderminster sit in the 4th position in the league, whereas of course Cruzon sit in the 8th position. So if you're to look at these people, actually, this Kidderminster versus Cruzon head-to-head in the last 10 matches, Kidderminster won 7 and drew 1, and of course Cruzon won only 2 games. So the safest to play here is to guard Kidderminster, or to go with it straight win, or for other people who may want also over 1.5 would be the safest, but we want to play safest way, we shall go with over 1.5 in this game. So this is the first actually ticket. So put it separate: Olympiacos, Arsenal, and Kidderminster. Our second tickets of the day is Senegal versus Sudan. Now, Sudan actually in the last 4 games, remember, they have not beaten Senegal at all, and Senegal has good records in the last 4 games. Senegal won 2, and of course they shared a point, a draw 2 games in the last 4 matches. That's 8-8. But of course, Senegal in the last 5 games won 3, drew 1, and lost 1. And Sudan lost 4 games and only made 1 win in the last 5 games. So it's a tough one for Sudan. And Senegal, remember, got a very good stars. The likes of Sadio Mane, Nicolas Jackson, so they're doing currently very well. So we can trust them and say a win to Senegal. Yes. And so remember, these teams, they have ever met in a World Cup qualifier, whereby Senegal bet Sudan 2-0, and of course African Championship, they also made a draw. So Senegal has got her plan of taking this. Let's go with Senegal. Is the safest to play, that Senegal will take all the 3 points. The second games of this ticket, of course, is Juventus versus Ligue. Now, Juventus is currently, after sacking their coach, Juventus is doing great of racing. And of course, if you to look at the records, head-to-head records, Juventus versus Leeds, in the last 4 matches, of course, Juventus won 3 and only made 1 draw, and Leeds never beaten Juventus in the last 4 games. So this game, we shall give Juventus to take all the 3 points. And of course, they are currently doing very well, taking the positions. And of course, Ligue is struggling to catch up, to be, of course, in the mid-table. The last game of today is Benfica versus Xtra. This is in Primeira, that is Portugal League. So right now, Benfica sit in the 3rd position and Xtra sit in the 9th position in their league. And of course, in the last, of course, the head-to-head records, in the last 5, of course, meeting, Benfica won 4 and 0 draw, and of course Xtra only managed to register 1 win against Benfica in the last 4 games. Benfica got upper hand of taking this, so we shall trust Benfica and give all the 3 points. So this is the safest to play. This is of course hold 2.0 for this game. So play safely. These are my predictions. Yes, play safely and of course responsibly. Too much of something, it's bad, of course.